great Helen Cornelius, and now Helen joins us live here on the program. Helen, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I have a great fire in the fireplace, and and cozy in my house here, and home from Canada, and getting caught up rest, from working hard. And so I'm doing wonderful.
Oh, that's great. It's there's a lot of snow on the ground up here, a couple of feet of snow.
Here in Nashville, we don't have any. We have a little bit here and there, But up in Canada, it was like winter wonderland, and it really was beautiful. And it was nice because, they know how to drive in it, and they have the equipment to keep the roads drivable, but you could still see all the trees just drooping with beautiful, huge, amounts of snow on them, and it was gorgeous.
Well, I'd like to thank you for appearing here on my radio show. It's a true honor to have you here, and I'm
glad to be a part of it.
Oh, well, thank you. I know you're a real busy lady, so I guess maybe if we start back at the beginning, I guess you were born and grew up on a farm in Missouri, correct?
Yes, I was next to the youngest in 8 kids. And I jokingly say on stage, however, it's true, that I didn't know what it was like to sleep alone until I got married. So.
And now you used to listen to the Grand Ole Opry just about every Saturday night as a child, didn't you?
Well, my daddy did, yes. My daddy did, and frankly, when we were little bitty, we'd kind of get irritated at him because we wanted to watch something on TV, and he would have, the Grand Ole Opry blaring. But yes, I grew up listening to it and singing it, and I kind of explored, various. I mean, I did Connie Francis. I loved that kind of music, and Teresa Brewer's
sure.
Music. So I was doing different things, but my sister Judy and I sang together, and she liked the really, really traditional country, and we sang it. And then, of course, later on, it just kind of my own style, I guess, evolved out of all of it, and I sang country, and I love the traditional country. Up in Canada, that's just what they thrive on, and you just, and you never get tired. And even I was working with Jan Howard and Gene Shepard. And when Gene Shepard would do a song, I would think, oh, I love that song. Now, who had that out? So I'd have to quiz her afterwards. Now, who had the first hit on that? Because they're just such wonderful songs, and they will be around forever.
Well, it's such a shame up here in New England there are not a lot of traditional country music. Well, not a lot of it played here, so that's why I started this program on the prep school I attend's radio station here to sort of promote that country music in the area a couple times a week.
Well, I'm sure that the people that get to hear you appreciate it because I'm just hoping that, music will take a turn around and come back. I know everything is changes in life and sounds, and it's all a part of life, but I hope that it will come back a little closer to some traditional, and I believe it will.
Amen to that. And now you won quite a lot of competitions, local talent contests, and even some national ones.
Well, my sister Judy and I won about every contest we were in singing, but you know what? We were little kids. And, it's hard to beat a little kid, but we did sing. We sang on pitch, and we sang, pretty good for little kids, I think, and we won those, and then somebody wanted me to enter the Ted Mack Amateur Contest in 1969, and I won 3 times, and I was eligible for the grand finals, but I was trying to pursue writing and a deal in Nashville, so I didn't go back to New York for the finals. They had me singing I'm Little But I'm Loud every time, which really was not my style of vocal.
Jimmy Dickens tune.
Yes, and that's not my style of vocal. That's not the kind of music I sing, I don't sing it that well. And so...
I don't know about that.
Well, I don't think I do. Let's put it that way. Let's put it this way. I sing other things better, So I was, at that time, Lynn Anderson was having hits on like Big Girls Don't Cry and That's a No-No, and that was the kind of music I was singing. So they wanted the old, something like that. And then when I was on there, I went up in a red velvet dress, and they had hay bales out there for my set when I sang my country song, because that was New York. That's the way they viewed country music, is just hay bale.
Yeah.
That was their concept of it.
So it was after high school that you formed your first band, correct? The Crossroads?
Oh, yeah. In high school, I just sang with my sister and Judy and I, and then when Judy got married when I was 14, and she was gone, so I sang with 3 other girls, 2 sisters and another girl, a quartet in high school, and we sang at competitions, and we sang at about every funeral and wedding and everything, in the area. But I didn't do anything like that until I had graduated, and was actually the start of that was the Ted Mack Amateur Hour.
Okay.
And I needed a band to back me, and my ex-husband's cousins, all the Corneliuses all played, so they actually were my band. The lead player was one uncle, and the bass player was another uncle, and the drummer was the cousin, and so that's how I had the first band.
And now in 1970, you had just hinted towards this a few minutes ago, but you were signed as a staff writer to Columbia/Screen Gems Music, correct?
Maybe it wasn't 70. You probably have something you're reading. I forgot when it was, actually. I think it was a little later than that, in the early 70s, because I got my recording contract with RCA in late 1975, and I was with Columbia maybe a couple of years before that. I'm not sure of the time, but I was signed as a staff writer, and but nothing happened. I did get quite a lot of songs recorded, because there didn't seem to be women or people writing women's songs then. So when somebody would be recording a woman, they would call up, but then I had signed with MCA Duchess Music, and they'd call up and say, do you have any Helen Cornelius songs? Because they needed female songs, So I had songs recorded by Connie Smith and Melvin Montgomery and Charlie Louvin and Dotsy and
Skeeter Davis.
Costa, Tanya's sister, and Lynn Anderson, Liz Anderson recorded one, and oh golly, I know I'm leaving out a lot of people. The Oak Ridge Boys recorded one, but I think Connie Smith recorded 2 of mine. Barbara Fairchild recorded 3 or 4 of mine. So, I really got my recording contract by them hearing me sing the songs that I wrote.